Okay, so here we are off to France, off to the conference, sitting here at Sydney Airport waiting for the flight. So 25 hours later, I'll be back with you. Bonjour! Well, finally made it to France after quite the adventure. We took off at 3:50 and 2 hours over the desert, and we had to turn the plane around because apparently it wasn't safe because the toilet lights weren't working. So that added another 6 hours at least to our flight, our 25-hour flight. So quite the big day. Anyway, we got back to Sydney and flew back out at 9:30 p.m. We got to Singapore and found out that we'd missed our connecting flights, of course. So they said, okay, we'll fly to Frankfurt and then to Paris from there. So we get to Frankfurt Airport, which is a massive airport, and we find out that they're actually loading our plane as we land. So we're getting rushed through customs, and that was after being given the wrong directions to customs, and we were running like crazy, and finally got through customs, and we were all out sprinting. Me and a French guy who actually lives in Sydney. He works for Virgin Blue, and anyway, we were just absolutely sprinting through the airports. And one lace had come undone, and one of my straps broke on my backpack, and it was quite the drama, but it was all good. We made it there and got to Paris Airport, waiting for the luggage to come through, and my bags didn't make it. So I was out for dinner last night, just in my track pants and t-shirt that I've got on now. And yeah, so apparently my bags will arrive at the apartment this morning. So hopefully all goes well from there. But got to go out for a walk last night. Did about probably 8 to 10 Ks, walking around, checking out a few places. And it really is a beautiful place. Some great architecture. Checked out a great local restaurant that I was advised by the woman who owns the apartment. I'm renting a local here. And she said, yeah, very good traditional cuisine and not very expensive. It was actually quite good. Very, very good quality, and I had a range of pork meats, cured pork meats and some gherkins and cocktail onions and things for the entree, and then had duck confit for the main, which was absolutely tender. It was beautiful, and a couple of merlots to wash it down, so that was great. Today I have planned to go through and check out some of the more famous sites. So we'll see how we go with that. But first up, in about an hour's time, so it's 5 AM here now, in about an hour's time I'll be off for a run with a local tour guide. It's a running tour, one-on-one, and you go for a jog together and they show you the sights. So that should be quite interesting. And lucky for me, I actually had my running gear in my bag, in my carry-on, so what are the chances of that? So that worked out quite well. Anyway, off to have another big day. I'll talk to you soon. G'day guys, day 3 today, and had quite a massive day. I got up early and caught the train out to the Eiffel Tower to try and beat all the lines, but I got there just as the gates were opening and there was already a 100-metre line. So luckily for me, I had an ex-tour guide as a friend back there in Australia, and she told me, take the stairs, you know, like you'll find a smaller line there. And basically there was no line there yet, and ducked up the stairs. It was quite a few flights of stairs, but you know, it was fine. It wasn't a bad walk up, and got to the top, and there was probably about a dozen people at the top by that stage. So really, the line downstairs had only just started to move by the time I got up there. So it was absolutely awesome, and I was able to get back down before, you know, the crowds really got up there. Here I am at the Eiffel Tower. As you can see, just there, with quite a big crowd, and I was lucky. I actually was fit enough to climb the stairs. So it takes you up to that second level up there, and then you can get the lift to the top and miss all the crowd. So it's the only way to do it. But it is quite a nice area. It's quite foggy today, but I think that just adds to it a bit. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, after that I went and visited Montmartre, which is the home of the Moulin Rouge, and amazing markets. It's a really beautiful area, very trendy, artsy sort of area, and good just to sit and watch people go past. I was sat down, I tried some snails and frog legs, and there was an artist who just wouldn't take no for an answer. He ended up drawing my picture, and I did end up painting for it. He was quite good for a chat, and told me all about his time in Australia, in Perth, where he raced Alan Bond's crew for the America's Cup, and he raced for France. And yeah, he was quite an intelligent and well-spoken guy too. Here I am at the market at Montmartre, and I'll just give you a bit of a look around there. It's a pretty happening place. Loads of artists, great artists too. Yeah, went and saw the Sacré-Cœur, which is a basilica, and yeah, an amazing place. The architecture in these things are just truly amazing. The detail and the view was amazing. From there I went to the markets. I can't even think of the name of the place right now, but they say it's one of the biggest in Europe, and it was massive. By the time I finished the first laneway, I was ready to go. It was so long, and I couldn't think of going through everything else, but I weaved my way back on a few different laneways, and I just couldn't believe what they had there. I mean, they had old, they had new, they had they had like a statue of a moose. There was wigs, and the wigs would be sitting there next to something like an old tobacco tin, or there was circuitry boards for computers and whatever else. Like it honestly had absolutely everything, from a well-designed placement to just something placed on a blanket, and loads of antiques as well. There was very good furniture areas, and so many things I could have brought back for my house, but I didn't worry about asking for the price, because just to send it back would have been costly enough. But as I said, like statues of lions, Romans, like there was actually a Roman chest plate, full garb. It was just amazing what they sell there. And then sort of had a bit of a quiet night, just went down the road, and it was the presidential election today, and President Sarkozy got voted out, and I'm staying about 100 metres away from his home office, so there was loads of police and media around yesterday. And then once the election results were in, I was sitting at the restaurant at probably about 10 PM, and cars are going around tooting their horns and letting off firecrackers, and they were just going absolutely insane. So I guess France was ready for a change. Hi guys. Well, last night was my last night in Paris, so I got to bed early because I've got quite a big day today travelling down to Lyon. But yesterday was fantastic. I started off the day, I got up nice and early and got down to Notre Dame, to the big cathedral, and just happened to be able to walk straight in, so there was no lineups there at that stage. Just an amazing building, and the architecture is just mind-blowing. After that I went to the Louvre, and yeah, that was awesome. I had to stand in line for probably about 20 minutes, but that wasn't too bad, and that was just at the opening. But got through there and got to see, the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo and a few other really interesting pieces as well, which, it was just one of those things you could spend days going through. It's a massive place, and I think it's about 700 metres long, just in length. It's very hard to see everything anyway, so you just cruise, and I had a cuppa at one of the cafes, and just really enjoyed myself and cruised through. After that I went back down the Champs-Élysées and checked out a few things again, just to really just be a bit more laid back on this trip, because last time I was up there it was very, very rushed because I didn't have any baggage and I had to just get some clothes real quick. But after that I came back and went out for dinner at a cheese restaurant. So I had a nice range of cured pork meats for entree, and then had a chicken breast with blue cheese sauce, which is very nice, and then a cheese platter for desserts. And yeah, they certainly know how to do their cheese, and their red wines don't go too bad either. So it's a pretty big day. I've put up loads of photos, so I'm sure you'll get to see them soon enough. Now I'm just about to catch the 2-hour train down to Lyon, and the conference starts this afternoon. So by sort of around about midday, 2:30, I'll be starting to do what I actually came to France for. So pretty much the holiday's over now. Now in for work. So let's see what we can learn about weight loss. Cheers.